Erie News Now is investigating the ongoing issue of blight in Erie.
There are 252 blighted and abandoned properties found throughout the city, and we wanted to know what's being done to address these properties.
In part two of Erie's Eyesores, our Jameson Hixenbaugh talks with two developers who have properties on that list to find out what's being done.
Can't keep living like this. It's just that's not fair. It's not right.
For the past 3.5 years, Rover Morrow has been surrounded by blight.
I would really like to see them either fixed up or slated.
The boarded up properties across from his home on East 6th and Reed are a constant eyesore.
The one property across the street, that's being occupied by 2 occupants. The other one is owned by somebody that owns a lot of different properties in the city.
That person is Donald Crenshaw of GMA Development Group, LLC.
What is going on with those properties?
So every unit that we have, our goal is to renovate and make home ownership.
Crenshaw owns or maintains more than 150 housing units throughout the city of Erie.
I do have properties that are yet to be addressed.
However, 4 of those properties are on the city's blight list.
Once I get to those properties, they too will be an improvement to the community. I apologize to the city that I am overwhelmed with getting some of these done.
Is there anything that's stopping you from fixing them up right now?
The challenge that we have is access to capital and access to manpower.
While Crenshaw's company recently completed renovations on 4 properties on Buffalo Road, the blighted properties still need to be addressed.
Do you think it's fair to keep these properties in such poor condition for the folks who live in those neighborhoods?
Well, I think as you look around the city, it's not just about the fact that a property today needs renovation. It's about keeping them safe and secure, which we do with all our properties. And at times, you have to look at what is the realistic time frame.
Meanwhile, 4 properties on the city's blight list are listed under Perro Real Estate. However, those properties were sold on a land contract sale, so the people on the contract are responsible for the property taxes and upkeep.
You know, people drive by certain properties and see them just run down. There's a lot that goes into bringing them back up.
Apartment Association President Brandon Penn is responsible for 2 of those properties. He's invested nearly $50,000 to fix the places up.
I know blight's been a big problem with the city for a long time, so I and quite a few other investors are trying to fix them back up rather than just tear them down.
Jeremy Harris of J. Harris Construction is responsible for one of the other properties on 6th and Ash.
And he's sunk quite a bit of money into them himself. I know he put like new siding, new roof, total revamp on the inside, quite a bit of money going back into these.
According to Penn, all 3 properties are close to being removed from the city's blight list.
It's just a process, right? So you've got to go through all the hoops that the city wants you to go through, and then have them come out, do their inspections, and then they'll take it off the list after they okay everything.
The 4th property on East 12th Street is slated for demolition. As for Crenshaw,
What do you plan on doing with those properties?
Those properties will all be renovated. All the properties that I have, if they're not renovated and occupied today, the goal for every one of those pieces of property is to renovate them, and that's our goal.
but exactly when remains to be seen.
And Jameson joins us now. You've been working on this for many months, a lot of hard work into this, but now more to add, right?
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I want to tell you, according to the city, a lot of the blighted properties that they acquire are actually owned by out-of-town investors who live out of state or throughout the country, far away. They have trouble tracking them down. But according to the city's list, a lot of the properties are still, in fact, owned locally. So that's what we wanted to take a look into, just to see what's going on there. And one thing I did want to mention, both Crenshaw and Penn said that they would like to see more of a collaboration between the city and property investors, especially when it comes to mitigating blight. Just to give you a little context, it costs the city about $20,000 to acquire and demolish a blighted property. They think the money would be better if there was more funding available for property owners to actually fix these blighted properties up rather than just tear them down.
Great job, Jameson. Thanks so much.
Yeah, we appreciate your months-long investigation into this, and we know it's not done. So thank you very much.
Definitely a lot to it.
Yep.